We're talking anti-establishment. Cenk, you have to agree on this, bro. You have to agree on this. I know it's going to be tough for you to agree on this, but if you don't, give me everything you got, what I say right now. You can't say Trump is an establishment candidate.
No, but I can't say he's corrupt. So there's a huge difference, and I'll explain.
Okay, fair. Go for it.
Okay, so Trump is not establishment. The establishment hates him. You're totally right about that, okay? And so,
which for guys like us, we like that, don't we?
Yeah, but then you have to see, okay, why do they hate him, right? And so, number one, he's unstable, so business interests
can't be controlled.
And that's also true, though. Okay. That's also true.
Okay.
Well, no, he can't be controlled because he's so unstable and unhinged.
Which is a strength, though. In a way, it is an edge you have against your enemy because if the enemy feels they can't control you, dude, we have to eliminate you if we can't control you.
Well, okay, now let's talk about that, though.
Okay.
So now why do I still say he's super corrupt? And by the way, those stats you showed are in my book, okay? And I explain why. Once the Supreme Court, activist judges on the Supreme Court changed the rules, they basically allowed for bribery, okay?
That's insane.
They legalized bribery. I outline it perfectly clearly. And there was a guy from the Chamber of Commerce, Lewis Powell, who said we could just buy the if we get on the Supreme Court, we could buy the whole country. Corporations just can outspend everyone, right? And so, and they did it. Nixon said, boom, you're on the Supreme Court, and they did it in Bellotti, they did it in Buckley v. Vallejo, they legalized bribery. Now, Trump had trouble getting money from normal corporate interests. And I agree, that's normally a good thing, right? So what did he do? He had to go make up the money. So he went and talked to Sheldon Adelson. So Sheldon Adelson is actually, before he passed away in 2021, largest political donor in history. He gave $100 million to Trump twice, to him and his PACs in 2016 and 2020. What did he get in return? He got corruption charges in China dismissed against him.
To be fair, he's like the Soros of the right. He was like the Soros of the right.
That's
Vegas, casino, tycoon, pro-Israel.
He got everything. He's the guy who got the embassy moved. He's the guy who repatriating taxes from abroad because most of his money is in Macau, China, because that's where most of his casinos are.
Casino business,
And he got that tax knocked down to 8%. So from 35% to 8%, he made billions off of Trump. And on top of getting rid of the corruption charges and the tax cuts and everything, just as a little tchotchke, Trump threw in Miriam Adelson getting the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
His wife.
Yeah. Are you kidding me? So Trump could easily be bought.
Dude, Obama got a Nobel Prize a month after being a president just for what he was.
I know, but that isn't about corruption. That was just them being silly, right? Okay. So my point is
for
that
a DEI score.
Trump is perfectly corrupt and can be bought. It's just that who's buying him is the question.
I don't know.
So you read the portion about Adelson in my book.
Sure.
There's no question he did everything that Adelson asked him. And by the way, I say to the readers, are you sure you wouldn't if somebody funneled $100 million to you and then $200 million to you?
I would.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Look, I've given up a lot of money to do the right thing in different portions of my career, but I haven't seen a lot of other people do that. So my point is that money is intoxicating. It corrupts Trump. It corrupts Biden. And by the way, here, I'll go further.
No, bro.
But
I'll push back on that when you're done.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right, one last thing about it. To me, though, let's look at the flip side of it. Mainstream media will tell you, oh, the Republicans, Mitch McConnell, when he takes $1 billion from corporate interests, he's obviously corrupt. And look at it, he's working for the corporations, et cetera, right? But wait a minute, Nancy Pelosi also took $1 billion. And almost all from the same donors. So why aren't you calling her corrupt? And everyone in mainstream media says, no, Nancy Pelosi's an angel, and she's a master legislator. So when Mitch McConnell takes $1 billion, he's a crook. But when Nancy Pelosi takes $1 billion, she's an angel? No, they're all crooks. That's why we have Feinstein drooling. I'm sorry, but it's reality. In the Senate, Mitch McConnell freezes. He's like, they're all 90 years old. Why? Because corporations know they get a great return on investment from those people.
No question. We're on the same page there, just so you know.